Hey guys, Casey from Stahl Racing here with a video to show you how to change tires that you can't do by hand. So this one's going to use a tire tool, makes things a lot easier. The previous video I did was with some Bridgestones that were like super soft. The sidewall was nice and malleable and it was real easy by hand. However, these days we run the MG Red, which is the complete opposite. I'm pretty sure that sidewall's made out of titanium on these things. So for these, I have to use tools. And that's what this video is going to show you. How I change MGs, how I flip them, put on new ones. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same. So what you're going to need is a tire bead breaker. You're going to need a tire changing tool. This is about as basic as it comes. It's called tongs. It comes with these little things too. And then some soapy water. And then you'll also need an air compressor. And that's it. So let's get into it. So I'm going to show you two tires. I'll show you a front tire, which is a little smaller, and then the back tire, which is a little bigger. These have bead locks. If you have like spun aluminum, they probably don't have bead locks, but if you have bead locks, the first thing you do is back these out. You can take them all the way out. That's the safest way, but I know how far to back these out. And the reason you do this is to let air out, but also if you don't, these stick out through the rim. So if you, when you break the bead, it will damage your tire and or the bead lock. So just get these out of the way. Next step is to break the bead. So you set the tire rim on those, and then this sets right in here. You just push down, spin it around on to the other side, and there you can see the tire release off the bead. Flip it over. Do the same thing. And with this one, you can kind of just push it down with this. So it's all one motion on the second one. And then that one's off the bead. Change your tire bead breaker. That's it, the bead is broken. The next thing you're gonna do is grab your tire changing tool. If you're using the tongs or tire scissors, grab your plastic piece, put it in there, and then you flip the tire changing tool over, and it has like a little spoon looking thing here. That's the side you're gonna use for taking the tire off. Push the tire down a little bit, put it in there and pry it up, and then the pin. Sorry, I had to make sure I could see, you guys could still see it on the camera. Put the pin in there, and that's it. Now, it may not always go that easy. The newer the tire, you know, sometimes the more effort it requires. Pull that out. The rest of it you have to do by hand. And so you're going to take this. So the key is getting a gap. So right there, got about a finger width gap. And I'm going to take it, push down with my left hand, and just kind of spin the rim out of it, and it pops out nice and easy. And then so the way this worked, this was the inside of the tire here. I'm just flipping these, and so it was like this. I'm going to take it like this, and that's how the tire is going to go back on. So here it's a similar thing. Most tires, it's just about getting the right angle. And so it's going to be hard to see on this camera, but you can see some daylight down here. That's kind of what you're looking for. And then you put it at about that angle right there. And then I'm just going to push it on. And you're gonna have to use your body weight. Okay, slide is on there. And then the next step, tire changer tool is going to come back into play. Now you're going to grab the tire tool, put the plastic insert back in, kind of move the tire around so you can get a little bit of a gap here. I'm going to take these little Teflon pieces, push the tire down, and hook those Teflon pieces onto the lip of the rim. When you do that, put in the pin, holds it in place, and you're just going to torque it back around. Okay, that tire is done. Okay, next is the rear tire. Same thing, put the plastic insert in, push the tire down a little bit, put the scissor in there with the spoon side up. Once you get it there, pop the pin in and just spin it around. Okay, I flipped it upside down. Sometimes it'll get kind of hung up on the valve stem on the inside. So I flip it upside down and just push it down, then I can release it. And the exact same thing, just like on the front tire, get it so you can see daylight through there. So I'm pushing the rim down here and the tire, holding it steady. And then once you get that, just push down on the tire and spin the rim out. Okay, same thing. Inside of the tire is the one that's more worn, and so it was like this. I'm gonna put it like this, and move the camera over here so you can see it again. Okay, just get that gap in there, and again, it's going to be at the same kind of angle, about like that. And there it goes. That last thing, last little pop you heard was just me pushing it over the valve stem down there. Next, grab the plastic insert, put it in there, get a little gap here. You're going to notice on the rear tire, typically you have a lot more wiggle room than in the front. Kind of makes it easier to work with. So get the Teflon in there under the lip, lock it in. That's it. That's it for flipping the tire now. The last thing to do is bead it, and that's where the soapy water and air compressor is going to come into play. So let me get that compressor ready and I'll be right back. A couple notes before I actually hit it with the compressor. You're going to want to have like max air pressure in your compressor if it's just like a normal one. If you got some super high powered one, you'll probably be fine, but on ours I let it run for a minute, get the pressure up, and then I'm ready to go. But before it gets loud, I just wanted to show you what I do. Hit it here, let it run to the bottom, and then the same on the other side. Okay, and now gonna hit it with the air until both sides pop onto the bead. Sometimes it'll be a loud pop, sometimes it'll be just more of a little thud. Kind of depends on the rim and the tire. These usually pop pretty loud. You know it when it pops. So let me turn on that air compressor and we'll get it going. Now I take one of the bead locks out. That way you don't have too much air pressure in there, and then I'll set the pressure afterwards. Same thing with the front. Hit both sides with some soapy water or Windex, whatever your choice is. So you noticed after I popped them onto the bead, I removed one of the bead locks here, released all the air. That's because when you're doing this, there's going to be a lot more pressure in it than you're going to run, and too much pressure in the tire can do funky things to it. So I just pull that out, let all the air out, then I put them all back in, and then I'll be ready to set the actual pressure in it. So when I put this in, I just take it till it's snug, and then I hand tighten it. You don't want to leak there, because you'll leak air and end up with a flat tire. So I know that maybe that made it look easy. If it's your first couple times doing it, it's gonna be hard, guys. Like, I've been there, I've done this a lot, so I know it kind of made it look easier than what it really is. But just hit rewind on this, watch it, and play those angles. It's really angles more than force. It's going to be more about that angle, and just, you know, keep at it. If I can do it, you guys can too. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, check out our other videos, and we'll see you later.